Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to History at War, the channel that brings you the untold stories of valor, sacrifice, and the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. Today, we embark on a chilling chapter of history as we delve into the brutal shark attacks off the American sailors of USS Indianapolis. In the turbulent waters of the Philippine Sea during World War II, the USS Indianapolis met its tragic fate. But what followed was a nightmare beyond comprehension. Join us as we uncover the horrifying encounters between the surviving sailors and the apex predators of the deep ocean. This is a tale of heroism and survival, as the men who had already endured the sinking of their ship found themselves at the mercy of the relentless oceanic white-tip sharks. The survivors fought tooth and nail, battling not only their physical limitations, but also the haunting presence of these fearsome creatures of the deep sea. The USS Indianapolis, a heavy cruiser of the United States Navy, met a tragic fate in World War II. Commissioned in 1932, it played a crucial role in delivering components for the atomic bomb. However, on July 30th, 1945, the ship was hit by Japanese torpedoes and sunk, without sending a distress signal. About 300 crew members went down with the ship, while the remaining survivors faced unimaginable challenges in shark-infested waters. Only 316 men were ultimately rescued from the remaining 800, which managed to bail from the ship after enduring days of hardship. The incident led to investigations, changes in naval procedures, and a somber chapter in U.S. naval history. The shark attacks after the USS Indianapolis sinking were tragic and horrifying, and only things you will face in a nightmare or a movie. These poor men were stranded in the open ocean, and survivors faced dehydration, exposure, exhaustion, and constant shark threats. Located in the shark-populated Philippine Sea, distressed movements and blood attracted aggressive oceanic white-tip sharks. Surviving crew members endured relentless shark attacks, huddling in groups, and forming human chains or rafts using life vests and debris. Despite their efforts, safety wasn't guaranteed. Sharks circled, targeting the weak and isolated, intensifying fear amid scorching heat, thirst, and hallucinations. These attacks claimed many lives, adding to the devastating toll of the sinking. Estimates vary, but dozens, possibly over 100 sailors, lost their lives to shark attacks. This haunting chapter underscores the USS Indianapolis tragedy.
As the USS Indianapolis survivors found themselves stranded in the open ocean, they were not only battling dehydration, exposure, and exhaustion, but also facing the relentless threat of sharks. Let us hear their chilling accounts of the shark attacks that unfolded in those harrowing days. One survivor stated, "We could hear the sharks approaching before we even saw them. Their ominous presence sent shivers down our spines. We would try to stay as still as possible, hoping they would pass us by. But sometimes they would strike with lightning speed, tearing through the water and taking one of our own." Another survivor stated, "The sound of screams and splashing filled the air. We would try to stay close together, but the sharks seemed to know our every move. It was a constant battle of survival, where even a momentary lapse of attention could be fatal. The water turned into a nightmare of thrashing fins and desperation." One stated, "We had no choice but to push our fears aside and fight back. We would punch, kick, and do anything we could to keep the sharks at bay. Some men used their belts as makeshift weapons, others used whatever they could find. It was a desperate struggle for survival against an enemy that showed no mercy." Another stated, "The shark attacks took a toll not only physically but mentally as well. We were constantly on edge, scanning the water for any signs of movement. The psychological impact was immense. It was as if the sharks had become our constant companions, a haunting reminder of the horrors we had endured. We had been in the water for days, clinging to life and hoping for rescue. But the sharks, they were relentless. They circled us day and night, waiting for any moment of weakness. I saw my fellow shipmates being taken right in front of my eyes. It was pure terror." Another, "We formed groups, desperately trying to protect each other. But the sharks would find us no matter what. I remember feeling their cold, lifeless eyes staring at us. We would try to fight them off with whatever we had, but it seemed futile. The fear was indescribable." This fellow stated, "I witnessed acts of incredible bravery. Men would risk their own lives to protect their fellow sailors. We would try to create makeshift barriers with debris. anything to keep the sharks at bay. It was a constant battle between life and death, and the sharks were our relentless adversaries. This survivor said, "The heat was unbearable and the thirst was agonizing. We were already weakened and the shark attacks made it even harder to hold on. We would pray for rescue, clinging to hope amidst the chaos. The sharks became a haunting presence, a reminder of the fragility of life."
The exact duration of the shark attacks is difficult to determine with precision, as the timeline varied for different groups of survivors. However, it is believed that the shark attacks persisted for approximately 4 days, until the remaining crew members were ultimately rescued on August 2, 1945. During those harrowing days, the survivors endured relentless shark encounters, with the sharks circling, attacking, and preying upon the weakened and vulnerable sailors. The constant fear of further shark attacks added to the already dire circumstances, intensifying the struggle for survival in the shark-infested waters of the Philippine Sea. Of the approximately 1,196 crew members aboard the USS Indianapolis, tragically, around 300 went down with the ship as it sank. The remaining survivors faced a daunting struggle for survival in the open ocean. After enduring days of dehydration, exposure, and shark attacks, only 316 men were ultimately rescued. On August 2, 1945, a routine patrol aircraft spotted the survivors by chance, leading to their rescue from the shark-infested waters of the Philippine Sea. The loss of life on the USS Indianapolis was significant, with the majority of the crew perishing in the sinking or succumbing to the challenges they faced during their time in the water. The survivors' rescue marked a small but crucial ray of hope amid the tragic events surrounding the USS Indianapolis. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey through the tragic shark attacks of the USS Indianapolis. We hope this video has shed light on the unimaginable challenges faced by the survivors and the indomitable spirit that carried them through. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, History at War, for more gripping stories from the past. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. We will see you guys soon.